camera operator begins our following movie by focusing on an object obscured by dense branches and foliage. We might initially think we're just observing an odd tree or shrub tucked away among the rest. But when the focus improves and the camera steadies, it becomes evident that our presumptions were completely incorrect. A spooky figure slowly emerges into view. Skeletal in form, the creature's head appears from behind the woods in an eerie shade of white. It seems to have risen from the dead. Its vacant, hollow eye sockets gaze out into the vast blackness. The monster swiftly disappears behind the thick trees as soon as it appears to realize it has been discovered, never to be seen again. It certainly leaves viewers with a lot of questions. Is this something that has been brought back to life? A spectral relic clinging to the woodland? Or is it just a practical joke? A person in a costume who wants to make a video that goes viral and attracts internet viewers? Tell me, please. The possibility that this animal is an unidentified nocturnal species that has evolved for daytime concealment is an interesting notion. Under some lighting conditions, its pale skeletal look could give the impression that it is a dead or decaying being. It may be the reason it looks so eerie on camera. If this were accurate, it would imply that there are animals in the forest about which we still know very little. Animals that have evolved to be nearly undetectable until you're in the right spot at the right time. In any case, this video keeps us on edge and reminds us of the mysteries that remain to be solved, whether it's supernatural, a joke, or something unidentified hiding in the natural world. This guy believed he had discovered the ideal location for unwinding, sunbathing, and a watering hole. 2 hippos, however, objected to the forest king simply relaxing wherever he feels like it. It's just plain rudeness. Hippos are the monarchs of the water, however, I'm not sure how much you know about them. Additionally, they began to display their POD. This juvenile lion decided to disregard them. After deciding that he had had enough, one of the hippos made the decision to expel the lion no matter what. When he charges the lion is left with no other option. It's time to leave Dodge immediately. These hippos weigh 2,000 pounds, so you can see how much larger he is than that lion. You can see the lion's terror in his eyes as he is forced to swim back to land. He was able to return to land safely thanks to the hippos and crocodiles. This young lion, in my opinion, learnt a valuable lesson today. I'm sure you've seen these heartwarming tales on YouTube if you haven't seen them on this channel. Humans assisting animals, animals helping humans, and animals helping animals. You understand. The following video, however, features a massive tiger shark. The uploader claims that the turtle on the boat's stern is being pushed up by the friendly shark. After the boat's occupants seized the turtle, they saw that he was unquestionably deeply entangled in a fishing net. He had a terrible piece of net around his neck, but they were able to remove the majority of it from his fins. He was battling them, and you don't want to mess with their bite. After a while, they managed to flip him over and cut the piece around his neck. They even seem to have put some kind of medication on it. Here's my offer now. Actually, I'm not sure if that shark was assisting. He was pushing the turtle because his teeth couldn't pierce the shell, but I believe he was trying to devour it. Look, I love a good narrative more than most people do. I simply don't know that's what was going on. However, when the turtle was rescued, it turned out to be a fantastic tale. Thus, everyone benefits. A man named David Meredith had no idea that his routine nightly walk around his neighborhood would become a life-or-death situation late last year. David saw a bull moose munching near a tree while out for a walk. Curious, he chose to sneak up on him from behind another tree to have a better look. Okay, it was not long at all. The moose turned and began charging directly at him after sensing his presence. Whoa, I'm shocked that you weren't able to approach the untamed beast. For people who have never seen one before, coming across a moose in the woods is not like coming across a squirrel. These enormous creatures are capable of running over 35 miles per hour. Additionally, that is roughly twice as fast as the typical person for those who are keeping score. Although moose are thought to be typically non-aggressive, if they feel threatened, they can turn into extremely destructive animals. They can gore with their antlers or trample and kick with their hooves. Fortunately, David saw how serious the situation was. In a desperate attempt to escape, he hastily climbed a nearby tree. David started filming the situation after he was out of reach, documenting his interaction for almost 30 seconds. You can tell he's breathing heavily as he speaks, and now all he can hope for is that the moose will go. The moose just stared at him for a long time, but after a while, it began to pace with its head down. A classic agitation sign. David was clinging. He was aware that this moose would not show him any mercy if he fell or climbed down too soon. A few days later, David gave more details about what had transpired in an interview with a local news station. He clarified that he remained on the tree for more than 10 minutes, during which time he saw the moose give up and leave. The fact that David had used a thin branch to pull himself up was possibly one of the most shocking elements. Well, imagine that branch didn't support his weight. He would have been in serious trouble. An angry 1,000-pound beast was stomping down on him. Fortunately for David, the branch did hold, and he prevailed in the conflict between man and beast over patience.
What was that? Is that a cow? What is that? Oh, frick!
Yes, it was quite eerie. Why was the man asking, "Is that a cow?" It couldn't really appear any different than a cow after all. Is that a cow? The creature then runs up the slope. That was the only object in the picture, though it's possible he was focusing on anything else. That is unquestionably a rake, according to the majority of comments. This crazy video was captured in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Unbelievably, a woman named Sarah was able to hook herself up with a rockfish while fishing from a little local dock. She's reeling in, of course, and rather excited, but then something occurs.
Yeah, we're right. Oh, shit! Oh, Jesus Christ! It's all mine! It's all mine! Get it!
Shit,
Son of a bitch, it's a shark!
it's a shark! It's a big ass shark!
It's on your pole, baby! Keep reeling! Keep reeling!
Oh god!
Oh, I got that on camera! I got that on camera!
That was the coolest clip, in my opinion. In a nearby town where I grew up, there was a restaurant where all the fishing boats would arrive, clean their fish, and then simply dump it into the nearby small creek. Perhaps this was because they made me feel a little more at home. Because you had to utilize larger sport fishing boats to get out of there, the water was somewhat deep. Sharks would then swim up the creek mouths and simply hang around beneath this eatery. In any case, it was really awesome. These large bull sharks are also known as lemon sharks and thresher sharks, and although they were large, they were only there to feed. I'll tell you up front that this video will leave you with more questions than answers. Alright, so the scene takes place in a kind of misty environment. To be honest, the location looks to be ideal for this kind of stuff. A tall, unsettling figure may be seen strolling along the tree line towards the rear of the lot. I mean, it grabs our attention right away. Whether it is fur, clothing, or perhaps its skin tone, we can see that it is covered in white. We don't yet know enough to make that determination. And you know what you do when you don't have enough information? You post it online. Theories that this is unquestionably an albino humanoid began to circulate. It's actually an albino human, someone claimed. Some people think it's Bigfoot or some kind of Sasquatch. Theories, after all, range from the believable to the fantastical. One man even went so far as to claim that he is aware of the location where this was recorded, and that typically, there is snow on the ground at this time of year. He claims that this Bigfoot is captured in the act of moving through the forest without any cover, because the ground isn't covered in snow. I'm not sure. I will admit that other people are taking a far more critical look at the video. They claim that this is a fraud, that the grainy quality casts doubt on it, and that they are merely attempting to conceal something. Many others are saying that this is really a fabricated incident. Yes, this might be staged, I suppose. Perhaps someone dressed up in an ornate outfit in an attempt to generate attention online and become viral. That theory, of course, cannot be disregarded. Having said that, I have seen many more dubious videos than this one. One thing is guaranteed, regardless of what it is. There were 3,500 comments on this clip when I arrived. Thus, if anything, this reminds us of our eternal interest in the inexplicable. It truly appeals to our innate desire to relate to something genuinely strange, an insight into the unknown, even for a brief instant. The true question, however, still stands when we return to reality. Is this a frickin' trick, or are we seeing evidence of the extraordinary? I could tell this clip was going to be insane just by the title, The Appalachian Mountains. Take a look at this creature discovered in an old cabin. Indeed, that creature must remain in the mountains. This is possibly the best Bigfoot vocalization we've presented on this channel. Researchers studying Bigfoot have come to Florida to look into the growls and other sounds a couple has been hearing behind their house.
That is a growl.
It is a growl. Fall back up this way.
When I hear it, my first impression is that it's either an African lion or Bigfoot. I mean, isn't it? It sounds a little bit like a lion.
That is a growl.
It is a growl. Fall back up this way.
Watch this video. These ants appear to be circling their deceased queen, as a kind of tribute to her. I know we've seen this in other species, but it's very fascinating to see it in ants. Actually, I had to check to see whether that was what they were doing, and it seems like there might be alternative explanations. Alright, this is a spooky little creature. How on earth is that? I can't tell, but I'm sure it's something really clear. However, it appears to be a tiny extraterrestrial creature that is able to walk. I'm open to suggestions, so please let me know if you guys have any idea what this might be. Alright, this one is probably staring at me. Despite not being in the forest, this creature is enormous. That doesn't look good to me. Okay, this is a crazy clip. Take a look at this. During spring break, 4 pals are simply taking pictures in a pool in Mexico. However, the one behind them is definitely not a buddy. As they go down, you can see that no one is behind there. Who is that? They succeeded in persuading a front desk employee to allow them to view the pool's CCTV footage. It turns out that there isn't another person inside. It depicts them playing and taking photos. But what's going on behind them? In the following video, a man hiking in the woods close to his house captures footage of an odd-looking monster. Observe how he darts into these bushes. Well, I'm not sure what that might be. According to several commenters, it's an albino or white Bigfoot. It was also commonly believed to be some kind of owl, and to be honest, I could see why. Additionally, there is a certain owl that resembles this. I'm forgetting the name, but if you can recall what it is, please let me know. Imagine, then, that you and a group of friends are driven by curiosity and the rush of adventure into an old, deserted tunnel. As you get deeper within, the unexpected occurs. The darkness intensifies every sound, and the air is thick. A creature unlike anything you've ever seen appears out of the shadows. Something that looks like it was taken directly out of the film studio. This weird creature is seen on camera lunging towards the camera. The low light is reflected by its eel-like skin. Tiny, luminous eyes that pierce the night. Its antenna-like appendages, which are thrashing through the air, are visible around its lips. It has the vibes of an alligator, a snake, an alien, or a Komodo dragon. I actually can't think of anything that this reminds me of, but there's simply this mixture of writhing and slithering. This dragon, according to some, is a fabled creature that was captured in China. Others claim that it's obviously computer-generated imagery. Really, I only know that I don't like it. It just kind of frightens me, not because I believe it to be fake. It's eerie. Could it be proof of a species that lives deep within the Earth? Science doesn't know. Since this video became viral, the lines have become hazy. Do we believe that there are hidden beings buried this far below the surface? A unique and captivating sight has been captured in an intriguing new video that has surfaced on Reddit. According to Puzzle-Headed Sir5522, the original poster user, it resembled a spinning spiral embryo doorway in the sky. The post spread via a number of sites devoted to discussions of unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP, includes a video that a friend sent along. According to reports, it was shot somewhere on the U.S. West Coast. For the original poster, who stated that this is the first time they have ever gotten first-hand evidence from someone they fully trust, the sighting holds special significance. The video attracted a lot of attention right once, and people started making connections to related phenomena and speculating. Over the weekend, a commenter from northern Germany reported seeing something quite comparable, but with a fascinating twist. Their sighting had 6 triangular objects, all of which had more vivid colors than those in this video. This resemblance has raised more concerns than it has answers, leading to conjecture that these UAP sightings may not be separate occurrences, but rather a part of a wider trend. According to a different notion, these swirling forms could be related to covert testing of experimental propulsion technology. The unusual spiral pattern might be a hint of a sophisticated engine or aerial technology that can control gravity in a way that has never been observed before. These sightings in several locations might be related to a new technology that is currently undergoing testing, and the numerous sightings that have been recorded suggest that trials are being conducted all over the world. Whatever it is, the mystery surrounding these whirling, colorful patterns is growing, prompting us to speculate about what might be out there. An intriguing film from the area that was once Czechoslovakia surfaced in 2015. It follows a man who is curious and simply loves to explore while hiking in a forest. An odd sound pierced the silence as he continued to walk deeper into the dense forest. The animal call was unfamiliar. It was neither a bark, a howl, nor even a growl. This sound seemed to come from something very big because it was deep and resonant. Hearing such a sound in a remote wilderness should be a dead giveaway to head out right away, just like it was for another guy in one of our previous movies. What do you know, though? The hiker decided to look at it more. We will claim that this man is driven by attraction and courage rather than curiosity and foolishness. He started to see disturbing evidence that something important had passed through the region as he approached the sound's origin. Something big shattered branches on the ground, and enormous tracks dug deep into the ground. Even though these tracks are eerily human-like, they are significantly larger, suggesting that the creature is large and heavy. To be very honest, I believe that the footprints are the highlight of this video. Look at these footsteps, even though the sounds are insane, if they're authentic. This encounter grew more disturbing the farther he went. There was a sense of dread in the air as the unusual sound got closer and louder. He ultimately chooses to call it quits on this brief adventure, since he is so overwhelmed by the stress and the uncertainty. Recognizing that he may have taken on more than he can handle, he posted the video online after he got home. It went viral almost instantly. Theories also accompany virality. Most of them pointed to the cryptid frequently mentioned in mythology, the elusive Dogman. Bigfoot was probably in second place. Given the big tracks and even the deep guttural sounds, that would make sense. An even more bizarre notion was that there was a troll-like creature, something from ancient mythology, hiding deep in the forest. As you are aware, the skeptics have proposed a more plausible explanation. Maybe the wind was making the noise. Yes, I do not believe so. Giant footprints like that are not left by wind. Ultimately, though, we have no idea what this might be. Was this meeting a brief indication that there was a cryptid of some kind in the region? Does it allude to a mysterious and potent force concealed in this area of the forest? I'll tell you what, the mystery is simply adding to the fascination.